You've been lied to your whole life. They told you to be a good man, to be nice, agreeable, to put everyone else's needs before your own. They said if you just played by the rules, life would reward you. But how's that working out for you? Let me guess. You're overlooked, underestimated, and probably walked all over. Here's the truth no one wants to admit. Being a good man isn't enough. In this world, nice guys finish last, and the people who get ahead, they're not just good, they're dangerous. Not reckless, not violent, but sharp, disciplined, and unshakable. A dangerous man is one who knows his worth, enforces his boundaries, and has the power to protect what's his. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly why trying to be a good man is a losing game, and how to channel your energy into becoming dangerous instead. Because here's the deal, the world doesn't respect good. It respects power. Let's get into it. Being good sounds noble, doesn't it? But let's be real. Good is just another word for weak when it isn't backed by strength. A good man without power is nothing more than a people pleaser, bending over backward to make everyone else happy while sacrificing himself in the process. And what does he get in return? Disrespect, disregard, and disappointment. Think about it. When was the last time the world rewarded you for being nice? You might have been polite, accommodating, even selfless. But did it get you ahead? Or did people just take advantage of it? Let me guess. They saw you as an easy target, someone who wouldn't fight back or stand up for himself. The problem isn't that you're good. It's that being good without strength is meaningless. A dangerous man, he's good by choice, not by default. His kindness isn't weakness, it's control. He knows when to be firm, when to fight, and when to walk away. That's why he commands respect, not pity. Let me ask you something. What's the difference between a man people fear and a man people respect? Control. A dangerous man isn't dangerous because he's reckless or violent. He's dangerous because he has power, but he chooses when and how to use it. That's controlled aggression. Controlled aggression doesn't mean losing your temper or lashing out at the first sign of trouble. It's about standing your ground, protecting what matters, and pushing through resistance with precision. It's what separates the sheep from the wolves. And let's face it, the world is full of sheep just waiting to be led, or worse, eaten alive. But here's the thing, society doesn't want you to embrace this side of yourself. They've convinced you that aggression is toxic, that masculinity is something to suppress. They want you soft, submissive, and scared of your own shadow. And where has that gotten us? A generation of men too afraid to assert themselves, take risks, or embrace their true power. Here's the truth. A dangerous man isn't afraid of his own strength. He's mastered it. He knows aggression, when controlled, is a tool, not a weapon of chaos, but a weapon of progress. Without it, you're just another nice guy, hoping the world will hand you what you want. Spoiler alert, it won't. That's the lie you've been fed, that being good is enough. If you're polite, agreeable, and always putting others first, life will reward you. But has it? If you're honest with yourself, you've probably been overlooked, underestimated, and used. Being good without strength is worthless. It's like a sword with no edge, nice to look at, but useless in a fight. Being dangerous is about having the power to choose kindness, not defaulting to it out of fear or weakness. A dangerous man is good because he chooses to be, not because he has to be. His kindness comes from a place of control, not desperation, and that's why people respect him instead of walking all over him. Dangerous men don't waste their time waiting for respect. They command it, not through words, but through action. They don't play the victim. They don't sit around blaming the world for their problems. They take ownership. If something isn't working, they don't complain. They fix it. And if they can't fix it, they move on without hesitation. That's the difference between being dangerous and being good. A good man tolerates disrespect because he's afraid of conflict. He lets people walk all over him because he doesn't want to ruffle feathers. But a dangerous man, he knows his worth. He enforces his boundaries without apology. And the irony is, the moment you stop trying to please everyone, that's when people start respecting you. Funny how that works. But here's the catch. Being dangerous isn't about being reckless or hard-headed. It's about precision. You don't lash out at every challenge like some wild animal. You pick your battles, you plan your moves, and you strike when it matters. It's not about being violent. It's about being strategic, controlled, unshakable. Now let's talk about something most men get wrong. They confuse dangerous with bravado. They think being loud, flexing, or intimidating makes them powerful. It doesn't. That's just noise. Real power is quiet. It's the man who doesn't need to prove anything because his presence alone says enough. A dangerous man walks into a room and people notice, not because he's making a scene, but because he carries himself like he knows exactly who he is. Confidence without arrogance, strength without showboating. That's what separates a real man from the ones pretending to be one. But that kind of presence doesn't come from wishful thinking. It's earned. It's built brick by brick through discipline, sacrifice, and hard work. Dangerous men don't just stumble into greatness. They grind for it. They wake up every day and put in the work when no one's watching. While others are making excuses, they're getting sharper, smarter, and stronger. And here's the thing. The more dangerous you become, the less you'll need to prove it. People will feel it. Respect isn't something you have to demand. It's something you attract when you live with purpose and discipline. Now, let me clear something up. Being dangerous isn't about being cruel or domineering. It's not about making others feel small. It's about making yourself untouchable. A dangerous man isn't a threat to everyone around him. He's a threat to anything that tries to control him. He's dangerous because he doesn't rely on anyone else to define his worth or dictate his path. You see, most men are slaves to something, other people's opinions, their own insecurities, or even their past mistakes. They let the world tell them who to be, how to act, and what to want. But a dangerous man, he breaks those chains. He decides his values, his priorities, and his standards, and he doesn't bend for anyone. That's what makes him so powerful. He's unshakable, and that kind of independence scares people. It's why society tries to tame you. They don't want you to be dangerous because a dangerous man is hard to control. He's unpredictable, relentless, and unapologetically himself, and that makes him a force to be reckoned with. But let me be real with you. Becoming dangerous isn't easy. It's not something you wake up and decide to be overnight. It requires a level of discipline and self-mastery most men aren't willing to commit to. You've got to destroy the weak parts of yourself, the excuses, the fear, the laziness, and rebuild from the ground up. That process, it's brutal. You're going to have to face parts of yourself you've been avoiding for years. You'll lose people along the way too. Not everyone is going to understand this journey, and that's fine. The ones who truly belong in your life will respect the man you're becoming, even if it makes them uncomfortable at first. The ones who don't, they were dead weight anyway. Let them go. This is the price of becoming dangerous. You have to be willing to let go of anything and anyone that holds you back. It's not about being heartless. It's about being focused. A dangerous man doesn't carry unnecessary baggage. He travels light with a clear goal and a sharp mind. So, here's the hard truth. The world doesn't need another good man. It needs men who are strong, disciplined, and unapologetically dangerous. Dangerous in the way they carry themselves, the way they protect what matters, and the way they refuse to settle for anything less than what they deserve. Stop trying to win the world's approval by being nice. Stop bending over backward to please people who wouldn't lift a finger for you. Instead, focus on becoming the kind of man who commands respect without ever having to ask for it. The kind of man who doesn't just survive, but thrives, no matter what life throws his way. The choice is yours. You can stay in your comfort zone, clinging to the lie that being good is enough. Or you can step up, embrace the fire, and become the dangerous man you were meant to be. Just remember, the world doesn't respect nice, it respects power. And if you're not willing to claim that power, someone else will.